Today I would like to talk about healing the mind. And healing the mind could be a very complex subject, or it could be very simple. And I'd like to take the second route and look at some of the simple things that we can do. Healing the mind might be called getting to know yourself. Because whenever we're frustrated, whenever we're angry, whenever we're resentful, whenever we feel threatened, these are really strong signals that we don't know who we are. So is it complicated? No, not necessarily. But one thing that it does require, this is something I picked up from, I guess, some book that I read many years ago, and that it does need a commitment that you are determined to know who you are, that you're determined to get interested, why you still get afflicted, why you still get knocked out of shape by what people say, how they dress, how they behave. I'm not including physical violence here, that's something completely different. I'm talking about emotional disturbance. You know, when somebody just says something and it knocks you sideways, or they look at you a certain way and you feel threatened. Those are the kind of things that I'm talking about. And so how do we start this journey then of healing the mind? Well, we really do have to get inquisitive about two things that play, for sure, a big part in every affliction, in every disturbance that we have. And one needs to look at the triggers. And the triggers, of course, will always be a thought. Usually an uncharitable thought about yourself or an uncharitable thought about somebody else, but it will be a thought. And then corresponding with that thought, if you feel miffed, if you feel angry, if you feel despondent, will be a surge of feelings. And these feelings, you know, they can really knock us out of shape. Knock us out of shape. I promise you, my emotions have knocked me out of shape many, many, many times. What I learned as I matured was that they're actually my friend. Without these emotions, without the emotions of anger, irritation, without these emotions that I don't embrace, that I reject, I would stay lost forever. But it's only when somebody or some book says to you, no, hey, look inside, investigate. Where do these emotions come from? Where's their source? And so we could look at that this morning and say, okay, how do we heal the mind? First of all, back to the commitment. I think you do have to make a commitment, whatever it takes, however long it takes. I should get interested in what I am. And what am I doing here? You know, we need to get curious. And once we do that, then the fun starts with an intermittent pain here and there, but you get the picture. The pain should be treated as a friend. So one of the things that we need to do is to say, okay, let's just talk about emotions for a start. Can the body order you how to feel? Not really. Can the body dictate how you should react? Again, not really. What about the thoughts? They come and go. And they really do come and go with great rapidity. So thoughts and emotions then give us a clue. These are very transient. They come and they go, they rise and they fall. But we, the observer's always present, you know, through the good stuff, the bad stuff. There is an observer in us, and it's this observer that we need to get to know. So I'll be putting on some free training in the next little while, where we will actually do an observer exercise online so that you can sit back and relax as we take you through this observer exercise. It's an introduction, actually, to your real self. Now, we call it the observer as an introduction. Some of the spiritual gurus would call it just simply awareness, pure awareness. And again, I have no challenge with that, because awareness is never absent, never ever absent. So we just need to learn to check in a few times a day and observe what our thoughts are, observe what our feelings are, and simply let them be. Let them be. Don't fight them. Let them be. Embrace them. Welcome them as your friend. And you'll realize that as you sit with them, they will dissipate quite freely on their own. And that's really what we want to teach you. When you feel threatened, it's because you get defensive because you are threatened. And so we just need to be sure, how do we feel safe 24/7? So I do hope that you'll look out for us. We'll be running some free training very soon, School of Mastery, and we'll be taking you through the observer exercise. But you can start that right now, and that's just check in 4 or 5 times a day. Notice your feelings, notice your thoughts, and simply let them be. Just relax with them. Let them be. They won't kill you, promise. Have a good day.